Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Stanisci of Candid Frank Live. This open forum special, Meet the Wasaga Beach Candidates. We are part of the Spanglish World Network on Zingo TV channel 250. Please remember to download the Zingo TV app at the respective app stores for iOS and Android devices. While you download the app, make sure you rate, leave a comment. Both apps are absolutely free. Zingo TV is available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and also on all smart TVs. Now, on open forum, Sasha Rose Dileo, campaigning for one of the five Wasaga Beach Councilor positions. Welcome, Sasha.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Real quick, because for transparency reasons, my girlfriend and I were looking for a way to make friends, and we joined this group called Wasaga Friends, Friends at Wasaga. My
Thank you.
apologies.
Thank
And
you.
it turned out Sasha was running that group, and only after we went for a few weeks, I ran into all kinds of politicians that were part of the Friends of Wasaga. And part of the reason why we're doing this, not to her benefit, not to any of the other candidates' benefit, but for in fact, I said, I have a place where I do stuff. It might work. Give a chance for all the candidates to get an
Mhm.
opportunity to share their views and give us a chance to get to know them. Because here in Wasaga, we don't have a lot of places where we can get to meet candidates, and the media here is kind of thin. So we tried thickening it up. So I've wasted your time that we should be using for you.
That's
First of all,
okay.
who the heck is Sasha?
Well, Sasha Rose Dileo. I was born and raised in Little Italy, in Toronto, and I'm not a career politician. So let's get that up front. I am not a career politician, but rather I am your neighbor that most people go to when they have issues. So I am an entrepreneur of over 30 years, managing a printing company with me and my husband. Like I said, we both grew up in the Little Italy neighborhood. And that was one of the best experiences because the Little Italy neighborhood such a tight knit community back in growing up. My parents immigrated in the 1950s, early 1950s, and it taught me the value of a tight knit community. And I'll never forget, I remember my dad working two jobs to support his family, and he still always made time for the neighbors when they had issues or the electrical or plumbing work. And his work ethics rubbed off on me, and as of today I have the same work ethic. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I'm not afraid of hard work, and I will do what I need to do.
Now, as a counselor,
Yes.
you decided to run. Why did
Yes.
you decide to run?
Well, I truthfully in 2018, I'll tell you how it began. I was shoveling my snow outside, and it took me about 3 hours to shovel because knowing, thanks me, I couldn't get my snowblower started, and my husband was at work. It took me 3 hours. So after I was done, I was exhausted. I go inside, I take a shower, and when I came out, I looked out of the window, and guess what? The plower had just come by, and I went, "Oh dear Lord!" And he left 3 feet of snow at the bottom of my base. So what do? I put my boots back on, I put my coat back on, I go outside and I started chiseling. Now it was hard snow. From it turned to water, and I had such a hard time lifting it. And I thought, if I'm having a hard time, could you imagine the seniors and the disabled? And yes, granted, they do hire contractors to remove your snow on the driveway. But let's face it, once the contractor leaves and the plower comes back, you can't get your contractor back. So these seniors are stuck in their home. And I thought, I need to do something about this. So in 2019, January 10th, 2019, I'll never forget that day, another snowstorm, I did a deputation. And I have to say, everybody on council was wonderful, polite. It was a beautiful council meeting that we had. I did my splur, and they told me they would come back with a decision. A month goes by and nothing. So I email them, nothing. 2 months go by, nothing. On the third month, they got back to me and they said, "Sorry, Sasha, it's too expensive for us to operate or put a blade on these plows." And I thought, not good. And that's when I decided to run as council. And that's how my journey began.
All right, so you have a soft spot for seniors.
I do.
You've got you're deep in the community because I know, like I said, you care about the community in the sense that you like seeing people get together. You
Yes.
understand a void where you're a very socially driven person.
Thank you.
So when we talk about this community, um, what do you see as some of the things that you feel um, need to be done? We can start with the beach. Do you have an opinion on the beach and what happens there?
Well, as far as I know, mind you, I'm not privy to information because I'm not on council yet. As far as I know, it's been sold. So I am hoping that new council, we can work with the developer. If they're going to build these condos, if that's going to happen, then give us the first level. Give us some nice venues. Give us some nice shops, some nice stores. Give us a place that us residents and tourists alike can go all year round. Let us enjoy our beach. Put some nice benches outside. Let us do winter festivals, summer festivals. Give us something. So that's
So
what I'm hoping.
yeah, okay. So in essence, you have an idea of basically turning it into an advantage for people who would like to go to the beach and
Absolutely.
basically socialize. So you
Absolutely.
don't know. I don't think any of us really know what it's going to look like. So at the end of the day, your motivation, because what we're here to do is to understand what Sasha's interested in. So
Mhm.
again, we talked about the social animal that you are. We're talking now about the fact that you're fleshing out presumptions because you don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day you'd like it to benefit people socially, so it should
Yes,
be a place where people should go, and
absolutely.
whatever is there should be. So I get that. So now what about do you have any ideas about high schools, or is that's an issue with people?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So the previous council, the previous mayor, he had a school task force. That must come back. We need a high school. Just the thought of putting students on a bus, especially during our winter months, it's sad. We have many people in Wasaga Beach. Our population is 24,000. We can fill a high school. There is no reason why our kids need to be bused into another town. There's no excuse for that. We need to be more vocal, more active in getting this high school built sooner than later.
You also know that there's a high school and a library, I think, sorry, a library and a twin pad double
Yes.
rink uh,
Hmm.
being built. What's your view on that?
Well, you know what? It's built, it's there. And I'm hoping, everybody can enjoy it, especially us residences. I would have liked to have seen, though, a hotel being built next door, because when they're doing these tournaments, where are these people going to sleep? Collingwood? Where are they going to eat? I'd like to see more restaurants in Wasaga Beach, more stores in Wasaga Beach. Let's keep the business in Wasaga Beach. Like, let's face it, it's already built, it's being built, but we need to keep these people in Wasaga Beach, not go to Collingwood or Barrie.
So now a lot of things that are built by the government, right, have to be paid for.
Hmm.
How important is it for you, and how do you see ensuring that the budget that grows because of things that you create, how do you define being able to control costs on behalf of the residents and their taxes?
Well, we need infrastructure. That's a given, and we need to we need to approach the government, the federal and the provincial, a lot more. We need to be strong about it. They need to contribute. There are grants, and they need to contribute to our infrastructure. We are such a growing town that I think we're being forgotten, and that can't be. We need to be strong, and we need to be advocating for our town, and basically we need help. That's bottom line. I think this library has taken quite a bit of our reserve money, so we need to raise more funds, and I'm hoping our property taxes will not go up, but we all know that they will. So if we can also bring a lot of stores coming in or businesses coming in, it's going to help with the property taxes. It'll bring money coming in.
So you believe then that there has to be growth in
Absolutely.
ways that the residents and visitors spend money. That's an
Absolutely.
important
We
thing that
need,
you're promoting.
yes, we need to help businesses. We need to help how businesses come over. We need to help the existing businesses, give them a tax break somehow, or give them a break on their licensing fees. We need to do something. We need to grow this town. We need tourists to come and spend money, not just come up for the day and just sit at the beach. We need them to spend money. But at the same time, we as residents, we need stores. We don't like going into Collingwood as much. We don't like going into Barrie. I'd like to spend all my money in Wasaga Beach. So let's grow Wasaga Beach. That is exactly what we need.
Okay, let's talk about why it's important for you to join council, and what will you bring to council in your mind, the way it works now, and or do you think there should be some changes that you'll be a part of making, that the process at council, is it 100% fine the way it is? You don't want to make any changes, you just want to be a part of making decisions that help, this, as you put it, Wasaga grow.
Right. No, we do need changes. Now, I am an independent thinker, and we need to work as a team environment in as council for the benefit of all Wasaga Beach. We need to form positive energy for the people of Wasaga. It's not, if we tend to disagree, council and mayor or so forth, just disagree, we need to come to a reasonable resolution. We have to keep in mind it's for the people, it's for our town. And whether you voted for me or not, I will represent every resident in Wasaga Beach. And it's very important that, I'm a community liaison. It's very important that I'm out there and very active in the sense that I'm approachable. You have an issue, you come to me. I will return every email, every phone call that is placed to me, because to me, that is the right of every taxpayer. No call and no email should ever be ignored by any residents, because your concerns are my concerns.
So your promise is that you're going to listen to what the people have to say, and you think that's important.
100%. I'm going to be the counselor that I'm expecting my counselors right now to be, and I'm not getting any of that. So I make my promise right here with you, Frank. I'm going to make every resident my top priority. I will work for the residences and the residences only.
And when you talk about for the residents,
Mhm.
and of course they're the taxpayers as
Mhm.
well, what's the process in your mind when an issue comes up? When they come to you with an issue, how are you going to figure out how to make it work? Like for example, Sasha, I don't like my taxes, and I don't think we should clean the bottom of a driveway. How do you deal with people who don't agree with you? How do you see yourself doing that?
Well, there's always going to be the yes and the no. Let's face it, we'll never come to 100%, but we need to make them aware. The people that say no, put yourselves in their shoes. These people need help. And I always say to people, imagine that being your mom or your dad that can't get out of the house. When I did my deputation, Frank, I got a ton of messages from these seniors, and it broke my heart. Their messages were, Sasha, we're blocked in our home. Sasha, our PSW will not come to our home because they're afraid of being blocked in. Sasha, sometimes we go for a couple days without eating. We're too afraid to leave our home and go to the supermarket because they're always predicting snow, and we're afraid we'll be blocked in when we come back. Frank, those are heart-wrenching stories. It's just it's unacceptable, totally unacceptable.
So I'm getting the clear message that for you, the issue is that, and we all know that the average age here is about 6 years older than anywhere else.
That's right.
And so that means that we have a lot more seniors here, of which I'm one. And there are concerns that seniors have that normal folk don't have.
That's right.
But you're saying also that if we can grow the business here, then you
Mhm.
can grow the tax base, and that
That's
can help, you can help the seniors that way. Is
it.
that how
Absolutely.
you see it?
Absolutely. Now, Frank, from my understanding, there's over 8,000 new homes being built now. They're going to be paying taxes. So, we are growing. So the more houses that are here, the more taxes we take in. It's just that we have to be physically responsible how we spend this money. You can't just toss it away or here, let's do that. You really got to think about it and how we're going to spend this money so that it works for everyone, not just a few chosen people.
Right. So now council, this is a different situation for council, and then some people might be aware of. There are some people who promote the ward idea. This is different. This is
Mm-hmm.
vote for five
Mm-hmm.
councilors.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ward that they
Right.
represent. Just the five of them represent all of Osaga. How do
Right.
you see this as an advantage, and how can you use this system to get the work done that you're hoping to get done?
You mean if we had it as a word system or
No,
not?
no, no, no. As the way it is
Oh,
now,
that's
it's
the way it
different
is.
than a
No,
ward system.
but that's what I'm saying though. As council, we have to work as a team. So because we have no words, we all work together. We got to make sure that we get along. We're on the same page. The one you have to always keep in mind, we are doing this for the people, not for our own benefit. So we need to work as a team and be team players and positive team players.
So you're prepared as a counselor, understanding the way council works, that you're willing to understand that there's things that you want that are high on your priority list, and that maybe another counselor has other things high on their
Exactly.
priority list, and you're willing to compromise to work with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're never going to get everything that you want, but let's have an open discussion. That's all. Let's have an open discussion and weigh the pros and the cons. You can't just say no without an explanation. Can't do that. You cannot do that. I need a reason behind it, and they would need a reason behind it, and that's how you get things done.
Do you feel that there's not enough explaining by the counselors in the council today?
I do. I do. I do. It's just a simple yes or no. And that happened also with my deputation, even though I had numbers and they had theirs, but theirs were so overinflated. And I knew that. And I wasn't given the chance to say my side again. And that's another thing. I'd like to change how deputations are done because I felt, as like I said, everybody was polite, everybody was great. But when they had somebody else go up and speak after I did, he was already prepared. I wanted to go back up and talk about what he had said, but I wasn't allowed. And I thought, okay,
So
what is there?
there's some changes in how council works. Then you're interested in making.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Any
It's always for the people, always for the people.
any other issues as far as you're concerned that you feel you need to work on if you're voted in as a counselor?
Well, residences need answers. They need transparency, and we need to get town hall meetings up and running again. That is a must. But I also stress with these town hall meetings, people need to have respect. They should not be yelling or shouting. It has to be done in a respectable way. But every resident deserves the opportunity to sit in town hall and hear what's going on in town and hear how their money is being spent. You cannot be shut out. Absolutely not. And that is something I'm going to strive for. And I just wanted to bring up our walk in clinic. I will fight. I will do my hardest to get that walk in clinic back. When it shut down, it literally broke my heart. I could not understand why it shut down. They were saying it was too expensive. Well, it's for the people, it's for the residences. I mean, we're paying for it. The thought of having young children or seniors having to drive in Collingwood just for an illness, a simple illness actually, that's unacceptable. We need a walk-in clinic that's going to be open full time, not 1 hour at this time, 1 hour at that time. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I will work my hardest to get that walk-in clinic back up and running.
So you believe a walk-in clinic is a financial reality that can be dealt with by council?
Absolutely. You know what? If we have to cut somewhere else, then so be it. Today, Frank, you know it and I know it. To have a doctor, it's a privilege. It's a privilege. A lot of people don't have doctors. And the thought of sitting in the ER in Collingwood or Barrie for 6 hours, you've got small children or seniors that, can't sit up that long. That's unacceptable. I just can't go with that. I just can't.
I guess to you, it's basic health care at work.
I'm sorry.
It's basic health care at work.
Absolutely. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We've got a little over a minute. Why don't you summarize? And this is your chance to convince them.
Well, you know what? I'm all for open governance, fiscal responsibility. I'm a community liaison. I've done a lot of work with the Toronto Police as an auxiliary. I'm open. What you see is what you get. My job is to work for the people, to find resolutions as much as we can. I'm strong. I'm dedicated. I'm vocal. I'm extremely vocal. I've been vocal with small businesses, with interviews in the Toronto Sun, Global News. So I'm very strong and vocal when I need to be. But I'm also a sweetheart. But like I said, I'm very strong. I'm vocal, and let me get the job done. I can do it. I promise you. You've got my word. I will get it done. Vote for Sasha Rose Dileo on October 24th.
I think that boat says it.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Frank, for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
Thank
You
you.
know, there are a lot of people that make promises, and
Mm.
what I'm hearing from you is that you want to figure out what the challenges are, and then have an opportunity to show that you can deal with them.
Absolutely. You
And your
absolutely.
inexperience isn't a problem because of your desire and your willingness to make things work.
Mhm. And owning my own business, I know fiscal responsibility. I've been doing that for 30 years and I'm still up and running.
There
God,
you go.
God, God willing.
That I know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. She is
Thank
Sasha
you.
Rose Dileo. I'm Frank Stanisci. Thank you for watching Candid Frank Live's Open Forum special. Meet the Wasaga Beach candidates. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish World Radio Network. For this show, I'm sorry, Open Forum, other news and entertainment sports programming we offer. Please check out Candid Frank Live, the YouTube channel, and SpanglishWorld.ca. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please exercise